Welcome into Northeast Current on the ION Network. My name is Holly Golembiewski, and we are at Backbreakers Gym in Scranton, one of the best kept secrets here in Scranton, especially if you're into wrestling or aspire to be one. So stay with us for the next half hour, and we will tell you a little bit about Backbreakers and talk to the owner as well.
From downtown Scranton, this is Northeast Current. WQPX invites you to join us as we explore public affairs, current events, and arts and culture in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now let's meet today's guests on Northeast Current.
Welcome into Northeast Current on the ION Network. My name is Holly Golembiewski, and we're on location at Backbreakers Gym in Scranton with Justyn Glory. How are you?
Good, thank you, Holly. How are you today?
I'm doing great, and you're the owner here.
I am owner and head trainer.
All right, so tell us the history of Backbreakers.
The history of the Backbreakers Training Center goes back about 19 years. The guy who trained me used to own it named Johnny Glitter, and he had a ton of people through here throughout the years. About 3 years ago, I took the reins of it and been running it ever since. We've been all over the country. We were here in Pennsylvania, we were in Connecticut, a bunch of different places back and forth. And here, we're here in Scranton, PA, and we've been here for the past 3 years.
And we're in a ring.
Yes.
Getting in this ring is very interesting, especially with these on. But you know what happens here? What do you do here?
We train professional wrestlers. Everything that you see on TV, the WWE or T&A or anything in between, they have to start somewhere. They have to start at a training center. And we train people from the ground up. We train you exercises, your stretching, then we get you in the ring. We teach you the ins and outs of what you actually have to do to what you see on TV. And then one day, hopefully, if they're good enough in the right place and the right time, you actually see them on TV.
Well, how many of your students have gone on to that?
2. Myself and one of the girls that we had recently, one of my girl graduates, she was actually on Monday Night Raw with me about 2 weeks ago. We were part of a new guy named Adam Rose. He made a debut, and we were part of his party clique. We went around, danced around. I had a cowboy hat on and a dress shirt. I've also been to T&A, did a little stuff with them. And most of my other students, they wrestle all across the independent scene right now, all the way from California to Florida, up to Connecticut and everywhere in between. I
think a lot of people don't realize that Backbreakers is here, and if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Well, Backbreakers Training Center is one of the best kept secrets of this area, and it's fantastic. You can get in contact with us on our website. It's just www.backbreakerstrainingcenter.com, or you can email us at backbreakerstrainingcenter@yahoo.com.
Well, before we started, you were showing us some pay-per-view event that you were actually on Cinco De Mayo.
Yes.
So how does somebody get on pay-per-view WWE, right? Raw.
Sure, correct. Long process. Some people get lucky, they're in the right place at the right time. Some people it takes a little bit longer. Maybe it's taken about 12 years to get to that point. A lot of it has to do with who you know, also a lot of training. You got to be good. You got to catch their eye. You got to send them a certain amount of material, things that you've done, how you can talk, how you can professional wrestle, how you can entertain. And if you catch their eye on something, if they need you, they give you a call and say, hey, come on down, let's give you a tryout, let's put you on as an extra. And that's exactly what happened about 2 weeks ago.
Wow, and where was that at?
It started off in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which was their payback, no, I'm sorry, it was their Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And then it was in Albany, New York for their Monday Night Raw. And then the next night on Tuesday, they had SmackDown tapings in Buffalo, New York.
Okay, so when do you have classes here? Is it a daily thing? Or?
It's 4 times a week. We have it Sunday nights, which is our beginner's class. Tuesday nights, our open ring. Basically, anybody who is at any skill level can come down and just work on the things that they need to work on. Thursday night is our advanced class, and Friday is our intermediate class. And they're all in the evenings. They start around about 6:30, 7:30, depending on the night. Everything's on the website underneath our course info. It's got everything, breaks it down, when we meet, what we do, all that kind of stuff.
So we're looking at some pictures in the back, and I noticed that the one picture I said, is that you? Because it does.
Yes,
and
it is
you.
me.
Yeah.
It is me in my younger years, about 10 years ago, when I was a little bit more athletic and fit, but that is certainly me.
I think you're athletic and fit now.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Getting into this ring for me wasn't as easy as you just hopping up here and, you know,
it's a struggle. I still, my knees creak and my back aches, but I can still get around to where I need to do.
Now, are you the only instructor here, or do you have more?
I do have an assistant. It's actually one of my graduates. His name is Harzang. I trained him about 3 years ago, and he got to the point where now I said, hey, I need some help. Why don't you come down and give me a hand? So he fills in on the days that I'm not here or the times that I can't be here. Great kid.
Now, the owner that was the one that opened it 19 years ago, Johnny Glitter?
Yes.
Was that his real name?
Yes, it was. And
Okay.
Johnny Glitter is his real name, and Justyn Glory is my real name, and that's the wrestling business for you.
I was going to say they're perfect names.
Absolutely.
For wrestling. So what is your ambition? What is your goal in life? Or are you doing what you always wanted to do?
I am doing what I always wanted to do. I finally got to the WWE. I'm hoping to take the ball and run with it a little bit more. I'm waiting for that call back to do the next thing.
Right.
But I've always wanted to do this. Outside of this, I do some management and retail business. I also do some religious education, instruction, youth ministry stuff. I got actually 2 degrees, and then I got a bachelor's degree and master's degree in theology. And on the side, I teach professional wrestling and wrestle across the independent scene myself.
You're a man of many hats and many talents.
Thank you. I tried. Do the best I can.
It's good to be well-rounded.
Yes, it is. A Renaissance man, as I like to. Maybe I should make that part of my character.
You should.
The Renaissance
for sure.
man. Justyn the Renaissance man Glory. So.
Well, because that is your real name.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
All right, so we're at Backbreakers here in Scranton. The best kept secret in terms of working out and being a wrestler, if you want to be one. We'll give you more information coming up. You're watching Northeast Current on the ION Network. We'll be right back.
When you live a busy life like I do, every moment counts. When I was diagnosed with asthma, I was afraid my career might skip a beat. Nearly 25 million Americans suffer from asthma. We're not alone.
Great session, Kristen.
Thank you. That's why I count on my rescue inhaler with a dose counter. It keeps track of the number of doses I have left, so I can count on my asthma medication when I need it the most. Keep your own count. Visit knowyourcount.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Ben Affleck. The only thing better than playing a hero in the movies is being a hero in real life. Like the 50,000 veterans who returned from Iraq and Afghanistan with devastating injuries. They are true heroes, and they're why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America. For more than 60 years, Paralyzed Veterans of America has made a promise to never leave a fallen comrade behind. They make sure veterans with spinal cord injuries get the quality medical care, rehabilitation, and housing they need when they come home. They stay with our fallen heroes for the long term, offering counseling, job training, and support to help them regain the freedom and independence they fought so hard for, all at no cost to them. Our veterans fought for us. Let's fight for them. To learn more about how you can help, visit pva.org. That's pva.org. We will never leave a fallen comrade behind.
I don't like to go to school hungry. I'm embarrassed that I don't have my lunch.
I get tired when I don't eat.
Hunger is unkind.
Hunger is unfair.
Hunger is uncool.
Hunger is everyone's problem.
Hunger is unloving, uncaring, unacceptable, unimaginable.
Hunger is you.
Hunger is me.
Hunger is all of us.
Help undo hunger for America's children. Go to hungeris.org.
Together, we can make a difference.
So you've had some of your students go on to WWE. Tell us specifically about them.
Well, one specifically, the girl that I trained, her name is Sammy Pendor. She came in here about 3 years ago and got her to throw the guys around because she was in a sea of guys. She was the only girl. And I got the call probably a couple of weeks ago, asked for some extras, brought her along. She went there and she had a tryout herself, and she also has been working the independent scene. Not many girls on the independent scene, but she's one of a few, and she's actually very, very good. She's getting quite noticed. And I'm very proud of her, and she's getting booked left and right, and I just hope the world for her, and I hope this thing with WWE with her actually will go to the next step for her.
Hopefully it will.
I hope so. But she's one of many. We got a lot of other students who have gone out after they've graduated here. One is Tyrone Kidd. Another one is my assistant Harzang. Another one is Mike Mitchell. And he's done a lot of stuff with Tommy Dreamer, who used to be in ECW. I got another student named Eddie Machete. He's getting himself out there. He's a sensei master of karate. Goes around with his gi and tells everybody how he's going to discipline them. And it's really fantastic. He's getting quite noticed. Got a bunch of upcoming students who aren't quite ready for the spotlight yet, but they're going to be getting out there soon. I have about 20 or so of them. A couple of them didn't quite make it. It was a little tough for them. They kind of took some time off. But I got a whole good batch of new students who just started probably about 3 weeks ago. They'll be down here a little bit on Sundays. And I just keep pushing them and hoping for the best. And I always tell them that It's a matter of being trained right and being in the right place at the right time. And fortunately with this place, not to pat myself on the back, but we got all the tools. We got the knowledge, we got the experience, we got the connections, we got the being in the right place in the right time. And I give them the full package, and they're getting out there, and they're getting quite known, and everybody's actually taking notice of them.
What does it exactly take to make it?
To be honest with you, a lot of it is luck. You can be the best wrestler in the world, but you're not in the right place in the right time, or have the right thing that WWE or T&A or anybody else is looking for, and you just might not ever get signed. Or you just might be in the right place at the right time with the right tools, right look, and they say, hey, we could probably use you for something. At this point, I haven't had any student who's actually been not able to get noticed wherever they've gone, especially in the Northeast section here. There's a lot of promotions around. There's every promotion that I know of around here, my students are booked upon, as well as getting themselves out there. And they have to do that because experience goes a long way. And when someone like WWE or T&A looks at you, they look at experience, and they look, most importantly, who you were trained by and how you were trained. And if they look at you and they go, hey, this kid's got something and does all the things that he needs to do, he's got the good look, let's bring him in, give him a shot, and if they're in the right place at the right time with the right tools that I give them, hey, you might see them all on TV one day.
You never know.
You never know.
Right. What kind of events do they book? What do they do?
Independent wrestling. There's probably several hundred independent promotions all across the country and the world. And they're just people who want to put on a wrestling show and entertain fans locally. And that's how every wrestler starts. Whether it be in a high school gym, whether it be in a fire hall, whether it be doing a charity, for whatever reason, you could have a crowd of 10 people, you could have a crowd of 1,000 people, depending on what it is and what they're doing it for. And that's how every wrestler gets out there. They get their experience. After they get trained, they go out, they start wrestling, and they just build themselves up and climb that ladder as best they can.
It seems like any other sport. You know, you start off really small,
Yes.
like baseball, football, even auto racing, and then take somebody to notice you.
That's
to
right.
push you on to that next level. But it's nice to have somebody in the interim that's training you for that knows what they're doing,
Sure.
that has the connections, just like yourself.
And it's
Not
important.
to pat you on the back,
Oh,
but it's
thank you.
for sure.
It's important. It's important to have the right tools. And there's plenty of people out there that know what they're doing. And there's some people who don't. And it's important when you look into a school that you're finding the right place. Do they have the right people? Do they have the right experience? Do they have the right connections? And it's, in the end, it has to do with your attitude. Are you humble and willing to learn, or do you have a chip on your shoulder and thinking you're the best thing around and you don't need to learn anything? Because no matter how long you do this, you always learn. No matter if you get to the WWE and you're the heavyweight champion, you will always learn. And remaining humble and being a good person and just listening and willing to do what you need to do to get better, to be the best performer and entertainer you can be, that will take you everywhere.
And it sounds like your school is a well-rounded school that does that for someone that's really interested in and thinks that they want to do this for a living.
I do my best. I want them to be not only great wrestlers, I don't want them to be good wrestlers, I want them to be great wrestlers. I want people, when they get out of here and they're out there, people go look at them and go, wow, where was that person trained? And most importantly, I want them to be great people. Everything about wrestling is more than just inside this ring. It's about how you conduct yourself outside this ring. And that goes a long way. How you interact with people, how you are respectful, because the acceptance among your peers is one of the biggest things in this professional wrestling business. And if you can do that in life, that's a wonderful thing. There's nothing better than giving back to somebody and remaining humble and willing to learn, and that'll get you far in any job. And I want my kids to, and I call them my kids because I feel like I'm, their wrestling father, and I want them to grow and succeed in everything they do, professional wrestling and outside.
What are the age groups?
Anywhere, I don't take anybody below 18. I got, I think, a couple who are 18 who turned 18, and all the way up until the 20s, as early as about 33, 34, some of them.
Is there a cutoff?
There isn't. But with that said, the older you get, the likelihood of you actually making it to the big times becomes less and less, because it is a young man's sport. They want to invest in people who have longevity with their body, someone that they can invest their time and money with and get a long run with them. And if you go into it and you're like 40, 50 years old, not to say it's impossible, they'll look at you and go, well, how much can we actually do with you? So unfortunately, yes, it is a young man's sport, but the sky's the limit and anything can happen.
Is there an average age? Like, would the average age be mid-20s?
About mid-20s, young mid-20s. Right now, they're looking at, when I say they, I'm looking at like the big times. They're looking at younger people in their early 20s, maybe mid-20s. There are people who are in their early 30s who they do use, but it is a younger person's.
It's probably rare that they do, but they do.
They do.
They don't as much.
And it's changed. Over the years, they used to want to have older people who had more experience underneath their belt, and now they're looking at a younger age group.
And right now I have one of the students, Vinny. Vinny, welcome.
Thank you.
So what made you enroll here at Backbreakers?
Well, I've been a fan of wrestling my entire life, and it's always been something that I wanted to do. It's a childhood dream, and when I found out about this place, I kind of just jumped at the opportunity.
And what have you been learning here?
Everything from bumps, rope running, and I've only been in the class a few weeks, but so far it's been going pretty good. We're learning the bumps and everything. But, you know, honestly, it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Why is that?
A lot goes into it. It's very physical, very mental. You have to be able to take the pain, so to speak.
And I'm sure the pain is pretty intense sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
We were talking about these. And what are these actually called?
The ring ropes?
The ring ropes. And how on TV when you watch, they just bend. It looks like they bend so easily, but there's really not a lot of give in these. So a body has to be flung pretty hard to actually bend these things. So have you done that yet?
Yes, I have, actually, and my back was hurting pretty bad
I was going to say, did you get bruising because of it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I might actually still have a bruise there, but you know, they're harder than they look on TV.
Yeah.
Not as much bounce as you would think, but it hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like it would.
It.
It would. But what is your goal? What is your ambition?
My ambition is actually to be a small promoter. I did have dreams of going to WWE, but getting into WWE is harder than it seems. I still have those dreams, but my main goal now is to be a promoter and put on small shows myself.
Hi, my name is Keita Murray, and I'm a student here at the beginners class of the Backbreakers Training Center. And I started here about a month ago, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I've always wanted to do pro wrestling, and here I've realized, like, this is my first step to be making my dream become a reality. And I just love it. Like, I've learned how to, like, just the simple things right now since I'm a month in, just like the good old running the ropes, taking bumps and everything. What I do plan on accomplishing here, well, like short term, I just plan on like accomplishing to graduate, but in the long term, I plan on going up and maybe one day hopefully being another big promotion or something, maybe WWE, T&A, ROH, you know, that's every kid's dream really, but I'm here to make my dream become a reality really, and then that's what I hope for.
Know that this is how you're going to end. I just want you to go. Same thing. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about that. What do you do? Nothing. Just like you do. That's all we're doing. Step, push, pivot, boom. You're in control. For me, I take one big left, one big right. are, and the more in motion, faster motion you are, the more you drop. Someone count. 1, 2. I'm good. Keep beating on that. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Alright. Swipe away, step back, right across the face, you're down here, and when you're locked up, this, and good grip. I like to shrug the shoulders. He's right around me, he's nice and balanced, nice and tight. You're close to me. Step back. Boom. Step away, step back. Very well. Nice. Just keep yourself balanced. That was nice. That was beautiful. I walked. Better. Time to swivel it off. Okay. Good. Now, tell me what looks better. There you go. Right under, center them up in the center. There you go. Reverse. Side, spin around, good. Recenter. Good. That's a recenter. And reverse. Alright, back recenter. Too much. Straight. I'm going. Slide through. Good. Keep yourself center. Which is you hold underneath, sorry? And the reason is your arm, your hands. So arm ringer to reverse lock. You don't always necessarily have to do it in that order.
So talking about the aspects of being a well-rounded wrestler, talk about the fitness aspects of what you do here.
Oh, it is tough. I'll be honest with you. Anybody who gets into this has to realize how physical it is. And it's physical in a mental way as well, and I'll explain that. You got to be in shape. There's nothing worse than coming in here and trying to put on a match and you are what we call getting blown up within the first 30 seconds because you're not in shape. We do a lot of fitness stuff here. We do a lot of stretches, a lot of exercises, and it's mostly weightless stuff. I encourage them to do weights on their own, and we do have a small gym in the back with weights, but most of the stuff that we do are squats and push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks and running around and jumping in and out of the ring, because you have to be conditioned, your cardio. And that's huge, because when you're in a match, you need to be able to go. And you get the nerves on top of that, and it just makes you that much more nervous and that much more ready to be, oh man, I'm breathing heavy. So I focus heavily on that, especially in the beginner's class. Once we get beyond that, then we start getting into the mental conditioning of the actual physical part. And what that means is that professional wrestling is very story-driven. And we are performers to tell a story to entertain the crowd. And there are certain ways to do things in which we achieve that result. Everybody says wrestling's fake. Wrestling is not fake. That is the worst term anybody could probably ever use. It's such a physical toll on the body. The falls and the slams and things that you see are real, although we do teach you how to do it in a safe way, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Because my main purpose is to keep you safe, to let you know that this is a very physical endeavor that we're doing, but I have to keep you safe, and I have to teach you techniques on how to brace yourself so you don't hurt yourself and you can go and do that performance. And most of that has to do with the conditioning. The mental aspect comes a little bit later, and then once you get the physical and the mental together, you realize how very difficult professional wrestling is. But it all starts with square one, outside of the ring, being humble, being respectful, doing your stretches, doing your warm-up exercises, and getting in the ring, doing some more exercises until you get conditioned. Then you start learning the moves and the holds and how to perform and tell that story. And in the end, that's what it's all about.
Well, I know you have a lot of events here at Backbreakers,
Yes.
so tell us about the events.
What we do is that we have pay-per-view parties here. Every month, WWE has their pay-per-view, and we have a big screen TV, and we open it to the public. And I invite everybody to come down here. The dates coincide with WWE's pay-per-view schedule. And we have food here, and we even have some live entertainment beforehand, just some exhibition things with the students, some performances, some demonstrations, to get the crowd into about what they're about to watch on TV. And I charge $15 for it. It covers everything. It covers any type of live entertainment, the food, and the pay-per-view, and it's about 5 hours worth of entertainment. We have it plugged on our website each month. We also plug it on Facebook. Everybody has a good time. We get a pretty decent turnout, and if anybody ever wants to come down and see professional wrestling at its best and watch it on TV and have some food, hey, it's a place to be.
And what is your website again?
It is www.backbreakerstrainingcenter.com.
The best kept secret here in
It
Scranton.
is.
You know, we live in an area that WWE, there are a lot of fans out there, and I'm sure a lot of those fans don't know about you, but hopefully they will now.
Oh, let's hope so.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time with us here on Northeast Current on the ION Network. I know we did as well here at Backbreakers Training Center in Scranton. Thank you to the owner, Justyn Glory, for letting us tape on location here today. We will see you again, same time, same place next week. So have a great one.